Hello everybody and welcome back to Kane6989's channel, where I play video games so you guys don't have to. Today I'm going to actually start playing a game called Home. This was available on the PlayStation Network, a unique horror adventure by Benjamin Rivers. I don't know who that man is, but I'm going to give this game a try. It looked semi-interesting online, so I'm going to go ahead and get started today. Your game will be saved automatically at certain points. Okay, we recommend you put aside an hour and a half to complete Home in a single sitting. Okay. Didn't realize they're actually giving me what seems like a time limit. Turn up the sound, turn off the lights. Fair enough. Okay. Let's see. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh. Oh, my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Well, now this looks weird. Okay, I'm starting off in a room with nothing but a flashlight. Graphics are kind of dated. Okay, I'm going to go out the door. That house. Where was I? Uh-oh. What's this? There was a body lying on the floor. Who was it? It's odd. Oh, now that is creepy. Okay. Let's see. I don't see anything here. I guess I'll go and look down this hallway first. Well, I think that leads downstairs. Yeah, screw it. I'll take the stairs. I noticed that I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg? I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. It's really weird. The shelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Seemed like the owner of the house really knew the area. I'm gonna head back upstairs and see what was down that hall. Kinda wanna see what's upstairs before I move down. Another bookcase? Okay, no. Computer. The desk had a computer and some papers on it, and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Yes. Receipts, pens, and a blurry photo. It looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? It's weird. What's this? Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man, I had to get out of there. Okay, I think I'm gonna head downstairs now. I obviously can't go that way. Let's see if there's anything else here. What is that? A thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Did I free it? Yes. I hope it'll come back and help me later. Collection of rusty tools. These looked like they'd seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? You would think they'd be in a shed. It would make sense. I found a picture of a couple. It looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Did I push the switch? Yes. It depressed smoothly into the wall. I heard a faraway click somewhere. Interesting. Something must have opened somewhere. Find out where this leads. It goes further down. There were scribbles of all kinds on random scraps of paper and notes about some kind of water tower. Did he mean the one by the old train yard? I still don't have any idea what's going on, guys. Something sounds weird about this room. An old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. Ugh. A black and white photo. Looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guessed. There was no reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Nah. I figured this was no help to me, so I left it behind. Actually, you know what? I think I'm actually going to go ahead and keep it, because I have a feeling that if it's giving me the option, I'm probably going to need it for something, so I'm going to take it. I slipped the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Let's see. Okay, I guess I'll go ahead and head downstairs. See where that'll take me. There's got to be something weird about this. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn, and there was mud caked all over my shoes. The front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Obviously. The door was taped up and seemed to be stuck. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen. That switch in the wall worked. The door had been unlocked. The box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? I heaved the box forward, and it finally gave. I wonder. Check back out here. The tape's open down. The bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. I wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning, or him. Very clean. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what looked like treetops. Seemingly enough. What was there back here? Okay, obviously can't go out that way. What if I go... the tape here has been opened. Oh. Did not mean to do that. Sorry, guys. Did not mean to do that. Table. There were sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. I could only make out a few of the notes. Sheets of paper all over the kitchen table. It looked like a series of names were written down, but they were too smudged to read. Make out a few. Key card, Ocker, last one, I promise. It didn't make much sense at the time. Trophy earned. Cause and effect. Cool. Alright. Let's see what else there is here to look at. I guess I need to go down that ladder then. I'm not seeing any other purpose for anything, so why don't we do that? Why don't we go ahead and just see what's down the ladder? There was a ladder going underground where the box was. A dank smell rose from the passage. Did I climb down the ladder? Yeah. It's not like I can go anywhere else. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. I wondered where the wife was. My leg was in terrible shape, but I had to get out. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. Places all over were marked on the old map of town. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town over the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. A work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Yes. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. It its weight was somehow reassuring. Yeah, I think I'm actually gonna go back upstairs and look around because I think it's telling me that I missed some stuff. Oh damn. Okay, I guess I can't. Oh, where this place was obviously used a lot. Well, I can't go back up, obviously, so... Oh, Rachel, please be okay. I wanted to rush home, but I had to find a way out first. And I needed to see what else was down there. Stairs must have done this, but what was his interest in the water tower? Some of the markings matched the scribbles I saw on the bookshelf upstairs. Why did I take the gun? It was so dark down there, and the air smelled stale and putrid. I couldn't believe what I saw. What was this place? Crudely made shelves. They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. The labels were worn and slick, but I could still see the warnings. It looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom, something wet. I'm guessing it's probably blood, guys, if I have to be honest. Some kind of homemade rack, slung together with poorly cut wood and rope. It was caked with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, did they? A desk. The desk looked old and was caked with grime. On it was a stack of old faded paper, covered with what looked like names. They were scratched out, and illegible notes were written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. He, I've, E, heel, af, o, room. None of it made any sense to me. They looked to be the bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. The faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. They looked like the clothes that woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? Strange. Nothing about Rachel and me was written there. Maybe I needed to keep looking. That room was the old grease and rot. I wasn't getting any closer to finding anything useful. Slight fumes that still emanated from the cans made me dizzy. The place was getting worse all the time. I knew I had to keep moving. There's gotta be a way back. There's gotta be a way back upstairs. There's gotta be. There's gotta be a way to get back upstairs. There has to be. Not with that body, all that blood. I guess I'm being forced to keep heading down. I can't go back up. Because apparently I'm too chicken shit to go back up where there's a body. But yet, I'm just fine being down here with the putrid smell and the corrosives and the dried blood. Something's not right in my head, guys. Something's not right in this guy's head. Rachel! Rachel, where are you at? I don't even think he knows what he's looking for. Some kind of old boxes. They look like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remembered throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? Uh-oh. Somebody here is, like, has something with me. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. Go away, bats. Fly away. There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Sure. Maybe the rope would make that broken ladder easier to descend. I have the rope now. There must have been a use for it around somewhere. There was obviously a skeleton in there, but where would that have gone? The rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. I could hear a faint hum, and the smell from before started to get worse. I was too high in range. I must have tried to find a way out from where I was. A bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together. A message had been hastily smeared on it. Keep out. Danger due to cave-in. Well, I don't have a choice. Apparently I'm heading in, guys. And now I've got humming for some reason. Here we go. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I had slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. The ache in my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. An exposed ventilation shaft. Maybe someone crawled through there, but it was so high up. That must have been a sore landing. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within it. Let's head up. Let's see. Boxes. Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. I take the tape? I wasn't sure what I hoped to discover with the tape, but I took it anyway. Hope it's worthwhile. Did not want to keep digging through the mess. I don't blame them. Gotta find something. Gotta find something useful. Maybe I can find a VHS player. I could hear a faint trickling sound, like water. What was that? Pipes, maybe? What's that? A kitchen knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't even want to touch it. I take the knife. Yeah, I slipped the knife in my boot since I had the gun in my pocket. Did I really need all this? Honestly, you never know. I would honestly assume that something's stalking me. I have not seen anything, but I found dead bodies and I found blood, and I found 2 weapons that I can use to defend myself. I'm gonna take the safe route and take them, assuming that they will be needed. So I will feel better with them being there. Now I could easily take the exit door, but I feel like that would be a trap. So I'm gonna keep going forward. I feel like that would just be too easy. The door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. I wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn anyway? No. Left the valve alone. I honestly don't know what that would do, so they say we keep going through. You know what, screw it. I'm just gonna turn all the valves on. Let's do it. Let's turn all the valves on. Why the hell not? Let's turn on all the valves. Why not, everybody? Let's turn all the valves. It sounds like sawing. Maybe there's a code to how those doors go. I'm not seeing it though. I could try taking the exit. I don't see any other way. Now, there was a rusty ladder sunk into the water, which smelled disgusting. I knew I couldn't climb down that. Maybe I could find a way to drain the putrid water. Ah, of course. Okay. So maybe there's a sequence to it. Blood marks from where the knife was. Now I was carrying that gun and this knife. I was worried what the police might think if they saw me. I guess that's true. It could be assumed that there was something, that I had something to do with it. Maybe there's a way to go about this. Look like I turned off the water flow in this valve. Sewers, huh? Maybe there's a certain pattern to doing this. There we go. Okay, so you gotta turn them until you stop hearing the pumping. Turn it. It's still active. Did I turn it again? Turn it. There we go. Okay, I don't hear any more water. Okay, let's try going down back to that ladder that was in the water and see if the water is drained. Yeah, let's do that. Now I'm going to go out the exit door. And let's see what we got. Alrighty, okay, I can go down the ladder now. Let's see. Okay, what's that? Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. There was a small metal key left floating in the shallow pool of rancid water. Did I take it? Yes. Pocketed the small key, but it was so odd-shaped I had no idea what it might open. Okay, I don't see anything weird. Not right offhand. The safety poster had definitely seen better days. How old was that facility? I can either go up or I can go through the door. Door's locked. I see a faint light within. Okay. Let's try going up. I'm oddly confused about this game, guys. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just kind of going around checking things out. Ooh, a camera. There was a security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. Maybe the VHS tape I found could be useful. Very nice. Okay, so now I have to find where that camera's linked to. I found another dead body, a sewer worker. By the wounds all over his face and body, I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Yeah. I thought about the knife I had found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. I was almost worried he was going to grab me. What do you expect him to be, a zombie? I guess that's possible. I haven't seen anything like that yet. There was a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit, but I wondered, what did that key I found on the sewer worker do? And what was on the videotape I found? Must have been the other end of that ventilation shaft. Whoever used it could have gotten past that flooded room with this. Huh. I made my way up the ladder as best I could on my leg. Would I really need that gun or that knife before the end? Wonder what was on that VHS tape I found, or in that locked room. Should I have gone back to check? My head was buzzing with questions and tired thoughts as I ascended the ladder. Suddenly, as I lifted the heavy lid above me, I could smell fresh old pine trees. Am I out? I finally found my way out? Am I missing something? Okay. ladder. An old ladder leading up to an ancient water tower. The ladder needed to be extended so I could climb it. Do I extend the ladder? Yes. I popped the latch and brought the ladder down. Let's go up. Appears to be the tower. Going up. What else is there up here? Scratch marks. In a patch of smeared dirt and grass, there was a beat-up old wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? I slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license at least. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. I really need to see about... I should probably see about ditching that knife. Because now I'm thinking about it, there's a lot of things I could get in trouble for at this point. A lot of things I can get in trouble for if the cops found me. Strange. I tried the little key I had fished out of the murky puddle in the sewers. It fit, and I heaved open the rusty door. The wind was picking up a bit. The night air had becoming strangely chilly. There's an old house here, from the looks of it. The old train station was quiet as a tomb. The only sound was that of the increasing wind buffeting the decrepit structure. I was in the house, then I was in the sewers. I'm really lost. I have no idea what's going on. An old map encased in glass hung on the wall. It was the train routes connected to that old station. As I looked at it, it seemed familiar. Of course, the map I found in those tunnels had similar locations marked, and the notes I found on the other man's bookshelf. His notes mentioned the water tower, and even this train yard. What was he doing coming back here? Something's very weird about this place. Wait. Before I continue on, I need to check back at that other room on the other side of the hall. Let's see. It's all the way back down here. Right through here. Let's see what's in here first. Before I head back outside, anyway. I don't see anything of any value. The ancient ticket booth was falling apart and covered in dust and grime. Stacks of paper lined the counter, faded remains of old schedules and reports. Among the papers were newer-looking sheets, covered in scribbles and illegible notes. Come to think of it, the man in that house had kept similar scribbles hidden on his bookshelf, and he had notes on the water tower outside, too. I guessed he could have been coming here, but why? What was he using this old station for? So many questions, and I'm not getting any answers. I'm starting to get the feeling, guys, that I probably should be backtracking to a few things, and maybe I'm just not doing that. I just keep progressing on, and that's why I'm not learning anything. I'm just getting more questions. So I may end up having to repeat this playthrough, but I'm going to keep progressing on for right now and see if that theory is correct. I feel like that's probably the best idea. Now, keep going on. Let's see. What's this? The old train was ripped open, and hanging from a shred of metal, as well as the broken fence, was a dark-stained patch of cloth. It looked synthetic, like some kind of outerwear. Inside the train's shell, I could see a few faint impacts, like wounds. Could they have been bullet marks? Was somebody shot there? The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. Sorry, I was yawning. The ground was well worn, though I couldn't really make anything out. I realized I was touching the gun I had found as I thought. The gun had something to do here, and the knife I found had something to do with back there. Maybe I shouldn't have picked up that weapon, to be honest. Something seems odd about all this. The sorry condition of that place seems sad somehow, but also ominous. Maybe I do need to backtrack. Somehow. Something is not right. Something has... Well, it's obvious something ain't right, but... Honestly, guys, I'm kind of lost. I couldn't be sure why the man had come to the station before, but it seemed obvious that he had. So, whichever guy I'm chasing down, apparently, is coming to the station for something. Something in here? Let me backtrack back a little bit. Something's odd. Maybe I can keep progressing onward. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. Here the sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. It mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. Huh. Wait a minute. I almost wish I had paid more attention to those crazy scribblings. Maybe I would have been less nervous about entering that dark forest. I'll do some bushes. I'll check and see what's over here first. Okay, there's several pairs of bushes. Just two. I'll go back through this one first. Okay, nothing over there. What's this? Trampled into the dirt and grass was a plastic card of some kind. I brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. I wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take back my credit card? Yes. I pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. That would mean that it's got to be in here somewhere. Let's check back through here. Very ominous. There was a fire pit there. It was still a bit warm, and a few embers still burned at the bottom. Two folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. There were a couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. The cheap dome tent slept two people. I shone my flashlight inside and could see some bedrolls, two backpacks, and a cooler. Okay, there's obviously a couple of guys here. Don't know where they would be at, though. Let me check something else. Check through this bush here. There's water flow over here. A dry old picnic table sat lonely amongst the trees. It had carvings and marks from years of previous campers. As I tried to read some of the names and the marks, I idly thumbed the knife I found. If I wanted to, I could have carved something on that table. Did I? I don't see the point in it, but I won't know until I do something, so... With a few crude strokes, I etched a simple design onto the wood. R and H. I felt like a teenager defacing the table. The path ended in a cold-looking river. I wasn't sure if it was safe to cross like this. Did I cross it? No, I'm not going to bother. In that darkness, it didn't seem wise to try. Maybe there was another option. Yeah, I'm not going to mess with that. I'm just going to kind of keep going and see where all this is going to lead me. Back to here. And I got two options, I believe, here. Through the fence, I could see a dilapidated outbuilding. I wondered if I could find my way around. Check this here real quick. Let me go through here. There's some personal effects shot at the back. There was a notebook there too. Did I read it? Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page of names and lists. None of that made much sense. The newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly, Rose, Rachel. Rachel! Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside it in blue ink. The names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Something's weird about all this. I'm missing kind of a small patch in it that looked almost clean. There was a damp smelling plank leaning against the stall door. I might have been able to cross the river with it. Managed to carry the plank under my arm so it didn't get in the way. Nice job, nice job. Well, we go and we take a look and see if I can't get through the, Okay, so that was the same as the first one. This must have been the exit to the other side. I finally found the exit once I left. I knew I never wanted to. I need to see if I can cross that river. I need to still find my license. I think I still have to find my license, guys. I'm just not sure which way I was supposed to go to get to there. Okay, this is where I picked up that notebook. Go back through here. And then... is it this one? No. Okay, that was where I came from. Let me try going through the center one right here. I believe... okay, no, that's not it. I'll try taking this way. I gotta find my way back to the river. Okay, so that was the beginning part. Check this one. Here we go. I'm back at the river. Okay. The plank I found was long enough to form a crude bridge, but I wasn't sure if it would hold. Did I use it? Yes. Two brothers, two young women, were half dug into a hasty, shallow grave between the trees. The younger-looking one was still face up, her dead eyes gleaming against my flashlight. They deserve better than that. Did I clean up the gravesite? No, it's technically a crime scene. I need to leave it. The thought of touching those poor girls almost made me sick. I left everything right where it was. The police could sort it out. I probably got myself in trouble because I'm carrying a couple of murder weapons. Oh gosh, this is really short. Honestly, the police could... I'm probably going to already be in trouble carrying blood-stained weapon and a gun that was used. So... but I won't know until I actually find out. Right now, I just need to see if I can find a way back. Find a way back to the exit, which I believe is... is it here? No. Okay, yeah, that's back to that bush. Not that way. Picnic tent. Let's try this way. No, that's a no-go. What about here? Here we go, the exit. I was getting back there, but I couldn't bear to stick around to look for them. I just wanted to get out. Moving on. Through the dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been at the edge of the forest, but I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. And where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? though the path ahead of me was less dense. I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew that what I was who knew what I was at who knew what was ahead? Sounds different. It's probably because I'm walking over dirt right now. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a machinist for all those years. By the way, guys, I'm not good with some words, so if it's machinist or machinist, I really don't know. And you can go ahead and pick on me in the comments for this. That's fine. I really just don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to go with machinist. Okay. The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Yes, I thought I could bear a faint. How about that? I thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Another dead body. Found the body of a security guard, just doing his job, no doubt. His face was covered with blood from some kind of head wound. I wondered, was this flashlight his? Dug into the ground was a cracked old watch. First my wallet, and now this. Did I retrieve my watch? Yes. The watch was useless, but I put it on my wrist anyway. Never know, the watch could be useful for something. I wished I could remember. Why was all my stuff missing? Maybe I'm the killer. That's why all my stuff is scattered around. Yet having the gun somehow felt like a familiar weight. Maybe I am the one. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. The door was locked shut, and there was a little electronic box under the handle. A sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, close for repairs." There's a large power box with highlights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking off to other parts of the factory. The metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. It seemed to be connected to the power box beside it. Okay. I guess maybe that means I need to head upstairs and try and fix this. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. I noticed the old bulletin board on the wall. The board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. Our old break table. The layer of dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna actually go ahead and call it here because honestly, I have no idea what I have to do next. If I gave up now, I would remember what I had seen so far in that dark forest. Did I quit? I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it quits here. I'm about out of time, but if you guys want me to go back and keep playing this, let me know in the comments below. But otherwise, I will see you guys all in the next video. I will keep playing this in another video, but if it turns out I need to go back and replay this, or you guys would like me to try and replay it and figure out if I missed something or if I did something wrong, definitely let me know, and I will be more than happy to play this again. But I'm going to go ahead and call it quits here. Thanks you guys all for watching. This is Kane6989 signing out. Bye-bye.